And welcome back. A new bill proposed by the Mississippi legislature would require teachers to grade parents on their performance. It's quite a turnabout. The Parent Involvement and Accountability Act hopes to keep parents engaged in their child's academic success. But is this an A-plus plan? Here to debate it, education policy researcher at the Heritage Foundation and former teacher, Clare Reim, and psychotherapist and former adjunct professor at NYU School of Education, Nell Gibbon-Daly. Nice to see both of you this morning.
Nice to see you.
All right, now, I want to start with you. You support this plan. What do you like about it?
Yeah, I think this is one of the least controversial plans in American education. Every piece of research that we have coming out of academic institutions or think tanks has always agreed that parental involvement in student education is key for students to thrive and have academic success.
So there's a few points here we want to get out. Each report card for students in kindergarten through grade 12 will include a section in which the teacher grades parental involvement. So is it a deep analysis of parental involvement, Mary, or are we just sort of saying, oh, the parents were involved, they're helping them with their homework?
So what a parent would see on this report card is a simple satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or my favorite, needs improvement. This is not the way to bring parents to the table. We should be encouraging policies that empower parents, not penalize them.
Well, how are they figuring this out? What is their methodology?
So they'll be looking at whether or not a parent shows up to parent-teacher conferences, whether or not a parent is involved in helping a child with their homework, but we simply wouldn't have all the information to provide a grade like this. Say, for example, you have a parent who is working 2 jobs and gets home at 9 o'clock at night, but spends an hour every night spending their child with that homework, but has never attended a PTA meeting because those happen at around 6 p.m. This parent would get an unsatisfactory grade under this law. And it's exactly what the problem with top-down bureaucratic policies that aren't centered around individual families.
What do you make of that, Nell? That's a good point.
This was a Republican-passed bill. You know, the Senate, in the House, it's a Republican majority. And so I think that what's interesting about this bill is that in the state of Mississippi, more than 50% of schools last year got a C rating or below. So education and policymakers have come together and said, how can we encourage a better dialogue between parents, students, communities, and schools to help students thrive?
And with this point, Mary, that the bill says the purpose of this act is simply to provide information and tools to parents of students to help them have a positive impact on their child's educational success. Not really a slap on the wrist. They're just saying, you know, this might actually help your child. Doesn't sound like a bad move.
Well, I understand Mississippi wanting to take drastic measures to improve their schools. Mississippi is ranked 49th in the U.S. for education quality. But we need to look at what's going on the ground level. If you're a parent in Mississippi and you're unhappy with your local public school, you don't have a lot of options. There are only 2 charter schools in the entire state of Mississippi. Dr. Patrick Wolf at the University of Arkansas found that parents, once they have more options in their child's education, they start to become a lot more involved. So we should be empowering school choice options for parents, not giving them symbolic grades such as satisfactory or unsatisfactory.
Now I'll give you the final word.
I understand what she's saying, and I think it's a great point. I still believe, though, in terms of this measure, it just creates a wonderful dialogue between students and parents and teachers to come to the table and try to discuss what would help a student thrive in an academic environment.
All right, Mary, now we both joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Nice debate. We'd love to hear from our viewers.